When I was a devil worshiper, I was telling Pastor, I deceived people for 25 years. That was my job. My job was to deceive you. The devil is a deceiver. The devil is the father of lies. So that was my job. He was my daddy. I do that. Now that I'm in Christ, I can't deceive you anymore. I got to tell you the truth. Because my daddy's truth. I started at the age of 12 years old. At the age of 12 years old, I was sworn into the dark side. And they went on, and a couple of days later, they initiated me to the dark side at the age of 8 years old. I was the person at 10 years old. I was recruited to the dark side.
Did your family dedicate you to Satan?
Yeah, I was dedicated at the age of 9.
At the age of 10, I had my first ceremony into the dark side, into witchcraft, into Santeria.
First ceremony in Santeria at the age of 9 years old. From the age of 8, I was initiated with ceremony, rituals. I grew up in a family of witches and warlocks, worshiping demons from the age of 8 to the age of 35. Because I was the one that, from the age of 12, came into Santeria. And I became such a high priest, moving up the ranks from the age of 12 to the age of 35. So I had contracts with all the demons you can imagine. I had contracts with. And from the age of 8 years old to the age of 25. I was 25 years in the satanic side, from 9, ritual 10, all the way to the age of 35. 25 years in the occult.
I was an evangelist for 25 years. I started at the age of 10 years old to the age of 35 years old.
And at the age of 10 and a half, I was ready to go to witchcraft church. I used to go to demon church.
私は本当にそのサタン教会に行っていました。
8 years old.
8歳の時に。
8 years old, going to demon church. I came from that line of witchcraft, and at the age of 10, I was already sitting in demonic. I was going to demonic church. Witchcraft church. From 7 in the evening to 5 in the morning. Every Friday night, I would go to witchcraft church from 7 in the evening all the way to 5 in the morning. To be trained and be disciple and be get familiar with different principalities, different demons, contracts. When I was in the kingdom of darkness, one of the things that they would train me is spend all day in demon church. 5 in the afternoon, all the way to 7 o'clock in the morning. And you had to dance the whole night. There were no breaks.
From there, every Friday, every Sunday, I will go to witchcraft church from 8 o'clock in the evening all the way to 5 in the morning. He pointed me out and he gave me the pentagram cut into my flesh. Which is an amazing story because the gentleman that was here, he was saying how that Satan tattoo disappeared. And the pentagram that was carved into my flesh with a razor, carved into my flesh with a razor with the 21 symbols of the dark side, because the devil works for 21. That's why Daniel prayed, and his prayer was held back for 21 days. So that thing was carved into my flesh. And then after I became a follower of Jesus Christ, it disappeared. I sold my soul to the devil. I got the marks in my body here. I got the marks here. I got the marks here. I got the pentagram carved into my flesh. And those are my words. And when the devil showed up to grab me, I got marks in my body here that show. If you see these marks, that's when I sold my soul to the devil. I got the marks here. I got the pentagram carved into my flesh. The devil was saying, see, if you would have came back to me, we'll take care of them. And the devil was saying, if you cut yourself open again, because I have these marks, and when I sold my soul to the devil, he said, you reopen those marks, and then I got this thing here. I got a mark up here that it's the symbol of the devil, the mark of that, whatever, that pentagram crap.
Follow Jesus Christ, it disappeared.
As I got to a part of the tunnel, the devil came out, bigger and more strong. I've never seen him like that. And he said to me,
I've been with you since you were 9 years old. I've been a father to you.
And then when I went to one of the tunnels, the devil showed up and started speaking to me in demonic tongues. Started saying, I own you. You were bit with me since you was 10 years old. And the devil showed up, devil started speaking to me in demonic tongues and started telling me, I loved you. I gave you everything. I was your father since the age of 13. So in the midst of my pain and my hurt, one day I went to the schoolyard, the playground, and I heard this preacher preach a gospel for the first time in my life. I was 7.5 years old. I heard the gospel for the first time in my life.
And then at the age of 9, I remember this clearly, that I was in the schoolyard, which was the back of a school,
there was a big going on, the service was going on there, and I seen the pastor. How is it that at the age of 9 years old, at the age of eight years old, turning, well, I said 8, I was turning to 8, I was standing in the schoolyard, and I heard the gospel for the first time.
You know, something did happen when you were 8 years old that might have been maybe a turning point where you really sold yourself to the devil, and it was in church, right? Did you go to a service?
Well, I went, actually, it was like a schoolyard. Like in the South Bronx, we had a lot of activity in schoolyards, a lot of music playing in schoolyards. So there was this individual pastor at the time. He set up a platform and he had like an event out, open doors. At 10 years old,
a los 10 años,
I was in a schoolyard.
yo estaba en la escuela.
I hated Christians.
Yo oía a los cristianos.
I hated Christians because they had something.
Yo odiaba a los cristianos.
Because they thought
porque ellos pensaban
that they were better than me.
que eran mejor que yo.
At 9 years old, I was in a schoolyard.
A los 9 años yo estaba en la escuela.
And they was preaching the gospel.
Y estaban predicando el evangelio.
And I saw this pastor. I make the young people first.
若者たちからまずは祈るということ。
I'm not going to make the mistake that the pastor did with me when I was 7 years old. He passed me by.
In the age of 8 years old, I remember I was in a schoolyard. This from the second heaven, a necklace fell with different colors, and I heard a voice say, "Put it on."
And at the age of 10, a year later, I remember I was standing in the schoolyard playing with a friend. As I was playing with a friend, this necklace fell from the second heaven.
I remember that a week later, a couple of weeks later, 2 weeks later, I was at a schoolyard, hanging out, playing with a friend of mine, and I heard something fell and hit the ground, and it was a voodoo necklace. And when I went to the tarot card reading, as a little boy, at 10 years old,
but when you were 8 years old, your mom took you to a tarot reader.
Mom, listen, I was blind twice. 1997, because I was trying to take a sabbatical from witchcraft, the devil took my eyesight. And then, in 2002, the devil took my eyesight for 3.5 months.
Losing my eyesight again. I was blind for 1 year in 1997 because I wanted to take a sabbatical from the devil. And the devil took my eyesight for 1 year. I was registered with the Commission of the Blind in New York City.
What?
And then in 2002, the devil took my eyesight for 3.5 months. And he said, "What are you going to do now? Your God ain't big enough." I was blind with the Commission of the Blind. I have my legal contract right there with the Commission of the Blind. In 2003, and I still went to church and worshiped God.
Testimony after testimony. Ramirez claims to have been blind twice, once in 1997 when he was registered with the Commission of the Blind. Then in 2002 he was blind for 3.5 months when, as a Christian, God allowed the devil to attack him. Yet he just stated that in 2003 he was blind and registered with the Commission of the Blind. However, the actual certificate in his own book, Out of the Devil's Cauldron, says October 6, 2009. For being blind twice, we now have 4 different dates: 1997, 2002, 2003, and 2009.
And then, you know what the Lord said to me? In 1997, I gave you your eyesight back. I was completely blind. And when I gave my life back to the devil, after 7 surgeries, the devil gave me back my eyesight. He said, "Do you need me to call anyone to come pick you up?" I said, "Doc, I don't know anybody." He said, "No one is going to come pick me up." The doctor felt so sorry for me. And he said, "Listen, I tell you what, the same doctor did my surgery, felt so sorry for me. So I tell you what," he said, "I have to pick up some people at the airport, but I won't be back till 11 o'clock at night to the hospital. I can give you a ride home." I waited till 11 o'clock at night for the doctor to grab my hand and put me in his car and take me to my apartment.
Listen, I've been blind twice. I've been homeless. Blind. I'm talking about blind, legally blind. I got my book. In the back of the book, you see the registration. You see the certificate of legal blindness.
And it was on a Good Friday. The second time I was blind, on a Good Friday, 2002, I had an operation for 4 hours under anesthesia. And when I came out the hospital, I looked like I was making a cereal commercial, like a bumblebee. I had 2 patches. And my friend had to come pick me up and put me in the car and put the seatbelt on me. You with me? He had to put the seal on me. And then
the Lord can't pay my bills. Come on now. Witchcraft can't pay the devil can't pay my bills.
I had a tremendous sports car. I mean, I had money. I had everything. I didn't need nothing. I didn't want Christianity. I got my own money.
自分の金を持っている。
Because the devil knew how to give me money.
そしてまたそのお金を私にくれる人がいる。
Never signed up for Christianity. I was very fine doing devil worship, and I was third-hand ranked, making a lot of money, respected. I was making crazy money in witchcraft. 10,000, 5,000, 3,000, tax-free. That's the best part. Uncle Sam couldn't touch my money. Tax-free. I wasn't broke, people. I was living the life. I had crazy money. Because when you wanted me to do witchcraft, you better have money in your account. Don't come with your no Social Security check. Don't come with your welfare check. You better have some serious money to pay me to do witchcraft. I'm talking about I was banking money to do witchcraft. But before that happened,
そして何かが起きる前
the
に
lady came up to me and said, how much you going to charge me?
そしてまたその女性が来て
I
いくら
said, $10,000.
そして言いました、いくらでそれをやってくれるんですかってその女性が来た時に、1万ドルと言いました。
I said, you give me half of money up front.
金曜日に半分くれて
And after she died, you give me the other half. So when the lady came to my house, I said, I'm going to charge you $10,000. I told her to kill the lady. She said, sure. She said, I tell you what, I know you. You've been good to me. I go to your house parties. Give me $7,000. I'll give you 30% off. I said, I'll kill her. I give me 30%. I take 30% off the 10. Give me $7,000. After 40 days,
40日後
the devil comes back to my house.
その悪魔が私のところに来て
So we have to abort the mission. 21 days went by, 30 days went by, 40 days, 45 days went by. And then the lady that came back, she was saying, she's not dead yet, she's not dead yet. And I said, thank God I didn't take her money. I was saying to myself, because then I had to give her a refund. I had to give her a refund.
Boy, you washed under the blood of Jesus Christ.
So this is amazing grace. Amazing grace. One day I'm sitting down watching TV, the devil shows up in my house, and we have to abort the mission of the lady we're trying to kill. And all I said, Jesus, I disown you. I want nothing to do with you. I will serve the devil all the darkness. I even sold my daughter to the devil at the age of 11 years old. I baptized my daughter into the dark side at the age of 9 years old because I said, well, I don't finish on earth to destroy not only the church or Christians or whatever assignment I have. My daughter, I pass her the baton, let her finish and destroy what she needs to destroy.
When I was in the world,
私がまだ世の中のものであった
I
時
meet girls.
本当にいろんな女の子たちと遊びました。
I never took a girl and said, oh, you want to be my girlfriend? I'm going to marry you.
あなたと私は結婚してください。あなたと結婚したいんですとかそんなことは言いませんでしたよ。
I said, I don't have a girlfriend.
私にはガールフレンドはいませんと言いました。
And I don't believe in having one anyway.
How is it that I have $100,000 worth of witchcraft in my house? I had beautiful girlfriends. I'm not going to tell you. My girlfriend, a lot of girls I dated, they were strippers. And strippers are not ugly. Trust me.
So what do you got that I should be so happy about? What do you got? I got more money than you. I can get more girlfriends than you. I got better look, but my girlfriends look better than yours.
I said, I don't have a girlfriend.
私にはガールフレンドはいませんと言いました。
And I don't believe in having one anyway.
See, people don't want to hear the truth. You see? I gave all that up. Everything. Friends. Girlfriends. I cry like a baby. So the principality came down about after 12 midnight. He came down. He speaking demonic language. He called me son. Could I say something to you? So I spoke back to the demon, and I told the demon, what do you want to tell me? He said, this is what I want to tell you. He said, you know what Jesus cried? You know what God threw us out of heaven? Because he was jealous of us.
And the devil came down that night.
そして悪魔がその場に訪れ、
He said, "My son,
息子よと言われ、
could I tell you something?"
何か言ってもいいかいと。
I said, "Sure, Father, tell me."
どうぞ語ってください。
He said, "You know what God threw us out of heaven?
神が私たちを天より追放した。
Because He was jealous of us." 'The meeting was over.
そして、その集会が終わり、
It was 5 degrees outside.
そして外は本当にもう5度ぐらいしかなかっ
I
た。
wanted to walk home.
そして歩いて帰り、
20-minute walk in 5-degree weather.
And then at 10 degrees weather, I walked home that night.
That's the demonic where I was living. So these guys came, and I said, "Let me say something to you. See her here? She's a piece of furniture. She's dime a dozen, but I'm gonna teach you a lesson." I told them. I send the devil straight to their house. You better turn that phone off. You hope it's Jesus calling you. I put the devil in their house for 2 weeks. Some people being so tormented to the point that they sat in the bar for 2 weeks to come apologize. You say, "What was going on?" I said, I know you detect this. He said, "How do you know that?" I said, "My daddy told me. And my daddy's coming to your house tonight." Those people sat in the bar for 3 weeks, coming 3 weeks in a row to apologize. So when my father died,
父が死んだ時、
we went to the funeral.
そして葬式があり、
50 different women came to the funeral.
そこには50人の違う女性たちが現れました。
Embarrass our family.
And that's the last thing my father did to my family was that when we went to his funeral, I was 13 years old. And I sat there, and the last thing he did, 40-something women came to visit him at the funeral. And my mother sat there and was humiliated and tormented by 40-something women that came and visited him at the funeral.
And then at the age of 13, my father got shot in the face. We went to his funeral. And the crazy thing, we went to my dad's funeral. He had like 50-something women show up to the funeral.
Wow.
That was like a slap in the face for my mom, my family.
Yeah.
And one day, I would do this. I was still embarrassed of Jesus Christ. I was still embarrassed when I was saved, young Christian. So I would take my Bible and I put it in a big brown shopping bag before I left the building. And I wrap it up in a shopping bag and I throw it in the trunk of the car. So when I got to church, I pull it back out. And I go to church and I sit there and, preach it, brother. You done? Take the Bible, put it back in the bag, put it in the brown bag, and put it in the trunk. Come home and open the trunk, and people start pulling out groceries. Because I didn't want people to know I was saved. I didn't want people to understand. I want people to still, fear me. I want people to be scared of me, because that's the way it was. The whole neighborhood trembled. The whole region of the whole neighborhood, the whole part of that Bronx trembled. So I went on to the ranks. I went on doing my devil worshiping. I told the girl, "I don't want to be with you. You're not but a piece of furniture. Forget your parents. If your parents get me upset, I'd kill them with witchcraft." So the girl put up a lot of stuff. They put up with stuff. They bought me a Bible. I used to take the Bible, Brother Bruce. I used to put it in the big brown bags because I didn't want people in my neighborhood to see I was carrying the Bible to go please these people to go to church because I kind of liked them. So I would go to church and I sit there and I laugh and I joke and I mock. I was still embarrassed when I was saved, young Christian. So I would take my Bible and I put it in a big brown shopping bag.
Let's segue back to the testimony. So you've linked up with this girl. Her parents are Christians. She's was serving God, I guess, at a younger age. She was kind of backslidden, and you're going around with a Bible and a paper sack. But at the same time, you got one foot into the occult realm still. What happened next?
When I became a Christian, one of the things I asked the Lord, two things I asked the Lord: teach me how to pray and give me discernment.
I asked Jesus Christ, there's two things in my life. Two things in my life. I don't ask for cars, planes, boats, yachts, and helicopters. I don't ask for that. I said, Lord, two things I ask. Teach me how to love people and keep me humble.
What about your mom and your family? What happened as a result of you making that decision?
That's another show. My mom was a Jehovah's Witness for 8 years.
I'm grateful to the things that God done in my life. My mom's is saved. My mom used to be a Jehovah's Witness for 10 years. But one day,
ある日、
my brother caught a heart attack.
そのお兄さんが心臓発作に悩まされ、
And they took him to the hospital.
病院に担がれ、
And Jesus said, go preach
そしてイエス様が私に言い
to
ま
your
した。
brother.
But my brother got a heart attack one day. And when he caught the heart attack that day, I went to the hospital to preach the gospel to my brother because God forced me to.
But my brother caught a heart attack. Ended up in the hospital. And the Holy Spirit told me, go to the hospital and preach the word. I said, no.
And my mother at the same time. I have 3 siblings, which they were not involved in this occult. The way he gave her life. My brother, he was homosexual, bisexual, trisexual, and transvestite and married. And a witchcraft. My brother, my second oldest brother.
皆さんのために祈りたいのです。そしてジミーというお兄さんです。
He was a witchcraft person.
It was the 25 most wealthiest people in Wall Street came to the meeting. The most wealthiest 25 people came to the meeting. Pastor Carter forgot to share the message of child's cry. And he started saying to them, you know what you must do. You know what you must do. He kept saying that. You know what you must do. He kept saying to them. And he left. A month later, 17 out of the 25 in the room died in the World Trade Center.
The most 25 wealthiest people in New York City, or I would probably say around the world, were in this place, in this one room. The most 25 wealthiest people there. And he stood frozen, and instead of introducing the child's cry and explaining what was it for and could you donate, he kept saying to them, you know what you must do. You know what you must do. You know what you must do. He didn't know what he was saying then. You know what you must do. And he left the meeting. Taking no chance. 2 months later, the same 25 people were stuck in the World Trade Center and 17 of them died. I ended up in this dream. I had 3 dreams in my life. I had 3 dreams in my life. One, I went to hell. I got saved. The second dream was my calling. And my calling was this. I ended up in Nikki Cruz's house. So I had this dream that I saw Nikki one more time in the dream. And this is my last dream. Now, I've been talking about for 16 years. 3 dreams in 16 years. Yeah. The other day I was at home. I lived by myself, and I was home. I lived by myself. I'm home. I was having this wicked dream. I was having a fight with a demon. This is the first time I ever experienced this crazy stuff happen. I'm having a fight with the demon in the dream. He's trying to grab me in the dream. I'm fighting him off in the dream. I only had 3 dreams in my life. One, I went to hell. The Lord showed me that I was going to be an evangelist through Nikki Cruz. It was amazing because the dream was like I was in Nikki Cruz's house, and I'm hanging out with Nikki Cruz in the house. And Nikki had this big box with sermons in it. And he said, John, I'm up in age. I want you to have all these sermons. And I'm like, Nikki, I can't take that, man. You bend your knee for that. I can't take that. In a dream, I was telling Nikki. And Nikki said, no, John, I want you to take it. I want you to take it. So I said, okay, I take it, Nikki. But I said, Nikki, I'm going to go to the kitchen and get some water. So I went to the kitchen. They had this voodoo guy in the kitchen. And I said, oh, my God, that's why Nikki gave me the box, because Nikki flipped. Nikki's a voodoo guy. In the dream, Nikki's voodoo now. I ended up in this dream. I had 3 dreams in my life. I had 3 dreams in my life. One, I went to hell. I got saved. The second dream was my calling. And my calling was this. I ended up in Nikki Cruz's house. In the dream, I ended up in his house. So Nikki Cruz was retired in his house. And he had this big box. And the box was white, and it glowed. And Nikki said, John, I want to give you these sermons. You can preach your sermons. I'm not preaching anymore. I said, Nikki, I can't take your stuff, man. That I don't think it's cool. I'll take your stuff. And Nikki said, no, I want you to have them, John. And Nikki Cruz is awesome. Nikki Cruz is an amazing evangelist. He's still evangelizing. He's like 70-something years old, but he's still evangelizing. That's how awesome he is. And so he hit Nikki Cruz trying to give me this box in the dream. And I'm like, okay, Nikki, I'll take the box. I said, I'll take it. But let me go to your kitchen and get some water. So I went to the kitchen to get water. And I saw this demonic demon standing in the kitchen, transformed like a human being with bees around his neck. I'm like, oh my God, no wonder Nikki wants to give me the box. The brother's devil worshiping. When I go to my church in New York City, I get to church 2 hours before the service starts to make sure that I purify myself by repentance or whatever I have to do. When I come to Times Square Church, I get there an hour and a half early before it starts. I get there an hour and a half before early. I don't walk in on 10. I don't walk in at 9:59 when the curtains go up at 10 o'clock. You crazy? I'd rather not come. I come an hour and a half early. I get there at 8:30. 8:30 I get there to meet with Jesus. But my seat is reserved. The ushers are like John Ramirez sits there. And the thing is, I don't get there at 9:59. Amen. I get there 8 o'clock in the morning to meet with Jesus. That was Paul, Jack. Paul was bad. Paul was bad. Tell me Paul wasn't bad. Like, when I go to heaven, I'm going to give him a big hug besides Jesus. Paul was an intellect. He spoke 5 languages. Paul was awesome. I'm worried about that when I get to heaven, I look at Paul, I say, so what? You want some of this? I got a testimony too, Jack. What's up? Well, you want some of this? Get out the way. I'm trying to bring it to a point. You see, one of the greatest to me, I think I can't wait to get to heaven besides Jesus is Paul. Paul was bad. Paul was just like, Paul didn't play. I mean, if you see Paul's resume, he was beat down, left for dead. He received the marks of Jesus 5 times. He got hit by rods twice. He was in the sea for 14 days, stranded. The Jews wanted to kill him. The homies wanted to kill him, the Gentiles. And Paul said, to all his situation had balance. Yes. He had balance. He had focus. And even when he fell the test, because Paul fell the test in the book of Acts, that he was supposed to minister to these people. Pastor Dave Wilkinson saved my life of being married. So you're laughing, but I'm telling you the truth. I met this girl, Filipino girl, in 2008 in Times Square Church. This girl had her own practice. This girl had it together. This girl was a missionary. She was a doctor on call. She had her own doctor practice. She had it going, everything. She was very good looking, great. She knew the scriptures like you wouldn't believe. And I was dating her and Pastor Dave. I was walking Pastor Dave, and Pastor Dave told me, you dating someone? I said, we're courting, yeah, He said, okay. A couple of time later, he asked me again. I said, well, things a little, the girl has a little insecurity, and we'll pray. And he said, okay. He laughed and chuckled. And then one day I was walking into his house, and he looked at me straight in my eye. He said, you trust me? You believe that the Holy Spirit speaks to me? I said, sure, Pastor Dave. I'm sure I believe that the Holy Spirit speaks to me. He said, it takes 6 months on that girl. And if she manifests, you run. But if she doesn't, you marry her. Wow. Girl, this girl manifested. It was like Jason, Freddy Krueger. Michael Myers. Yeah, when that girl manifested, she cost me so much more than Times Square Church. The smart thing I did, I sat under the word for 1 year. That's great. I've been tested in Times Square Church. Tested. Pastor Dave told me one time, listen, I was dating this girl, she's a Filipino girl. No disrespect to my Filipino connection back there. And she was a doctor. She had her own practice. I thought it was the girl I was going to marry. And one time, Pastor Dave told me, listen, you believe the Holy Spirit talked to me? Now, this man, I know the Holy Spirit talks to him. I said, sure, Pastor Dave. He said, take 6 months off the girl you're with. And if she manifests, she's not the one. If she accepts it, then she's the one you marry. This girl turned into Chucky, Freddy Krueger, Jason, Michael Myers. She went crazy. She lost her mind. She went crazy. I said, whew. Thank you, Pastor Dave. I had to sit down for 2 years under the word. I left security. I didn't hear about Jesus Christ until I was 35 years old. I heard this preacher preach the gospel for the first time in my life. I was 7.5 years old. I heard the gospel for the first time in my life. There was 25 years of my life.
Habían 25 años de mi vida
I couldn't say Jesus.
que yo no podía decir el nombre de Jesús.
Never heard of it?
Nunca lo había oído.
When I was a devil worshiper, I rented the 10 Commandments more than anybody else. Because
The two things, man, I don't know if they had over here with these. My neighborhood used to have blockbusters. I don't know if they had that here. Yeah. They don't have it anymore. Yeah. So we used to have blockbusters, right? And I used to go Holy Week. I used to hide from the devil worshippers and go to blockbusters, not to get caught. And I used to go to blockbusters and rent 2 movies and then watch it the whole Holy Week. I used to rent The Greatest Story Ever Told. Wow. And the 10 Commandments. Oh my God. And I wasn't even saved. Wow. I was killing people from left to right with witchcraft. What? I was destroying people's lives through witchcraft like you wouldn't believe. But when it came to Holy Week, I went into Blockbuster and got my 2 movies. I mean, you tell me about that guy has a sense of humor. I will put those things on, and I'll be like, you ever, I don't know if you watch, TV. I mean, I don't know, some people younger here. I used to like to watch Arsenio Hall. Yes. And I used to like, woof, woof, yes. Woof, woof, woof. So when Jesus walked on water, I'd be like, woof, woof, woof in my house.
And Jesus had to take me to hell to prove to me. I was even looking for love. I went to Catholic church. I was Catholic too. And I opposed the church. I opposed anyone that came and talked Jesus to me. For 25 years, I wasn't able to share Jesus Christ. I wasn't able to say the word Jesus. I would say God, God, God.
I said, well, I can hang out with her. She's good looking. And she invited me to church.
She also invited John to meet her parents, who talked to him about Jesus.
They had the Bible out. Hey, listen, we want to talk to you about this. I'm like, oh, I can't come to your house. Your parents are crazy. I said, at least let me digest the food, and then you can talk about this Jesus guy.
2 weeks later, I go to bed. I'm oppressed because I feel like this Jesus guy is pulling me from one side. The enemy's pulling from one side. I'm falling in love with a Jesus guy I never met in my life. Okay, I never said Jesus in 25 years.
All of a sudden,
I got demon possessed. I grabbed them by the throat, picked them up in there, and said, I came for you. And all these big men came out to see, try to grab me. I was just throwing people around like rag dolls. One of the guys was whispering back in my ear, say Jesus is Lord, say Jesus is Lord, say it, say it. I couldn't open my mouth. And then suddenly I was able to say, Jesus is Lord. Jesus is Lord.
I will stand in the middle of the street at 3 or 4 in the morning.
3時4時朝の3時4時に道の真ん中に立っていながら
I'll point to the heavens
天に向かって指を差し
and tell Jesus Christ, I slap in your face if you want to mess with me.
That's right.
I had these devil worshippers saying, devil loves me. But you must be stupid.
Yes.
Wow. Because you're made in the image of God. How can you love someone that's made in the image of God?
So when we went to the meeting, the devil said, you know what the devil said?
Inabi na reunião, você quer saber e diabo ba?
He said, I can kill all of you.
Ante pisa você tur, anciano me pata você tur.
I love.
Pero mi stima.
I can't afford to lose him.
Mi não po afford di perde
Because I knew that I was faithful.
Ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it.
And one day, I was sitting down watching a TV show, and I heard a voice for the first time after 25 years. I heard a voice said to me, my son, I'm coming soon. What are you going to do with yourself? And he said, he talks to me in a demonic language. He speaks in demonic tongues. So I knew the demonic tongue. He tells me, my son, could I say something to you? And I said, what is it, Father? And he said, let me say something to you. I said, sure. He said, you know what, you know what God throws out of heaven? Because he was jealous of us. Be careful. The devil was sitting in the passenger side of my car when I parked. He said, you love me? I said, of course I love you, Daddy.
Okay, so when you woke up or came out of it,
when I came
did
out
you
of it,
pray at that moment, or?
Yes. When I came out of it, you could feel my spirit go back into my body. It's a funny thing because my spirit went into my body like if I was in ICU. And then when I used to project, my spirit would come into my body in a different way.
They go up. Now we hear the term silver cord and astral projection. Explain a little bit about that. What are these terms?
Well, to me, astral projection, I used to do that. That's when you leave your body home and your spirit travels to different areas, different locations, and stuff like that. And there's a danger to that because if you don't know what you're doing to that stuff, you could die in your bed.
So basically, a person has an out-of-body experience, and under demon power, the soul actually parts from the body, but it's yet connected back to the physical shell with a silver cord. Is that correct?
Yes, and if you're doing it in a way, and the demon is displeased of how you're doing it because he's the one that's directing you, showing you how to do it. You know, the demon can turn around and keep your spirit out of your body and end up killing you.
In other words, that silver cord is ever loosened, it's over with. The person has probably instant death, don't they?
Yeah, the person, then they'll say, well, the person died of natural causes, but they don't know why the person died behind the scenes.
So, if a person had an out-of-body experience by God, God will maintain the body. But when you're doing it under demon power and, in violation of God's laws, the devil doesn't take care of the body, does he?
Of course not. The devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy.
And then when I used to project, my spirit would come into my body in a different way.
And in the end of all things, when I came, the devil tried to hold me in hell because if he can keep me in hell, I would die out of my body. Because when you astral project, you need a demon to help you astral project. You don't astral project on your own. So now that the devil had me in hell, and I was in hell, I couldn't get my spirit back into my body because then they'll pronounce me dead on the earth.
See, that was the game.
And the only reason that I was able to see Jesus Christ because he took me to hell. And God took me to hell. And that's how I got saved. And I got saved when I was 35 years old. Kingdom of Darkness, highly respected.
How old were you at that point, John?
33.
33.
Years old.
Think about that.
33 years old.
Yeah.
And God took me to hell. And that's how I got saved.
At the age of 33, the number of Christ, when Christ went home, I was sworn to selling my soul to the devil. I had sold my soul to the devil. They marked my body. I shed the blood. And I signed a contract.
How old were you at that point, John?
33.
33.
Years old.
Think about that.
33 years old.
Yeah.
And God took me to hell. And that's how I got saved.
33 years old. Think about that.
I think that if you serve the Father of truth, you should speak the truth. See, when I served the devil, my daddy was the father of lies, so I had to lie anyway. I couldn't tell you the truth. I had to lie to you. Because my father was the father of lies. So where am I going to learn from who? I'm learning from him. The apple don't fall far from the tree. Amen? So if I'm doing that, then why, now that I'm serving Jesus Christ, he's the Father of truth, he's all truth, why am I going to turn around and lie to you?